Hello and Assalamualaikum guys. My name is Muhammad Nur Hafizuddin bin Ahmad Termizi, and now I will gonna be present answer case study 2 with my teammate. Okay, let's go.
My name is Suzy Raja Matthew Shami. My matrix number is 14DPR19F1060. I will answer the first question, which is analyze the above case to obtain the following information. The first trade union is Electronic Industry Employers Union Southern Region EIEUSR. This type of trade union is the private sector, which is under the National Trade Union. The industry that represented by trade union is electronic. The way this union fight for their workers' right is by providing free insurance scheme for its member, by convincing the company to replace migrant workers with local workers as soon as migrant workers' contract ended, and lastly, by defending its member interests and often takes member cases whether it is unfair, dismissal, or unsatisfactory. The issue between the trade union and the company is the company defied the MCO of the Malaysian government, instructing all non-essential companies to shut down between 18 until 31st March due to the outbreak of COVID-19. Next, the second trade union is the National Union of Transport Equipment and Allied Industry Workers NUTAAW. This type of trade union is private sector, which is under National Trade Union. They fight for their workers is by reducing 48 hours of work per week to 40 hours in some companies, by negotiating insurance scheme, and the last one is by negotiating with employers to extend medical benefits to workers' family members. The issue between the trade union and the company is the company defied the MCO of the Malaysian government, instructing all non-essential companies to shut down between 18 until 31st March due to the outbreak of COVID-19. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, now I will explain about question number 2. First point is consideration. Trade union can report to DGTU when negotiation with company about the safety and healthy become fail, and the DGTU will tell them to hold the meeting and keep calm, because the DGTU will meeting with the industrial relation department, and industrial department will find the best way to solve the argument between both sides, which is the trade union and the company. Okay, and number 2, we have a mediation. For this method has to agree by both sides, which is the trade union and the company have to hire neutral third party, which is the third party have to neutral and being fair for the both sides, but the third party not part of the government and IR department. Okay, and number 3, we have arbitration. If the company and trade union cannot reach agreement when using two methods before this, arbitration the last way to solve the argument. This method also using third party, which is in industrial court. The decision from industrial court will refer to the document that will provide by both parties, which is the company and trade union. Like trade union give document why the company have to give the workers safety and healthy in that company, and the company have to give document about why the company not allow the workers have safety and healthy at that company. Okay, that for me. Thank you.
Action can be optimized by the involved trade union is picked by employees. Workers who belong to the trade unions and have a trade dispute with their employer have the right to join picket at or near the workplace. This activity is expected to help workers to meet their claim against employer. Example is, together with the union member, mostly women, we lodge complaints with the police and the Ministry of International Trade and Industry. Direct action can empower our member and make them brave. 2 is strike by employees. Action by union member who refuse to work in order to exert pressure on management in negotiation. Only a registered member of trade union may strike. Example is workers have the right to refuse to work if the work environment is unsafe and unhealthy. The government and the employer must respect occupational safety and health.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I want to talk about question case study number 4. It is to analyze how the practice of three parties system in Malaysia can help in addressing the industrial crisis between the employees and employers during the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak. First, it is supporting employment and incomes like work reduction and compensation arrangement. It's a reduction in working time partial, unemployment benefit which compensate workers for hours not worked are being expanded or simplified. Like example, in China, the government has issued a notice to ensure that the contract of migrant workers are not terminated in the case of illness or containment measures. And number 2 is stimulating the economy and labor demand. It is the active fiscal policy and accommodative monetary policy. The example is like central bank in Australia, Canada, New Zealand, UK and the US have cut interest rates. The South Korean government announced a special support package with a budget of 20 trillion KRW in 2020. Italy has introduced tax breaks and waiver for social security contribution, as well as extension of deadline for repayment of mortgage. Okay, for number 3 is protecting workers in the workplace. Working arrangement including telework, example like teleworking and staggered hours are being introduced in many countries at national or workplace level. In order to promote teleworking, financial support and simpler procedures have been used in Italy and Japan. And for the last point is prevention of discrimination and exclusion. Like example is stigmatization, discrimination and exclusion are being addressed in different ways in many countries. Like in Japan, where health workers have reported COVID-19 related harassment, the Ministry of Justice has set up a web page which links to hotlines on bullying and harassment. Thank you.